can go and peruse and listen to conferences.
Yeah, and relax and make sure that the kids have something nice to do also, and they learn something too. They do some bricolage at the same time.
That's right.
And also a few of the big things is Habitation Kyo, which is one of our sponsors. It's going to be possible to visit one of their houses, which won't be not too far, about 10 minutes away from Brome on the Sunday afternoon. So please come to their booth and ask them where they should go. They're going to give you the address. There's also Pierre Dansereau. We're going to do an homage to Pierre Dansereau. He's really one of the first person who got really involved into the environment in Quebec. Okay. He's one of the pioneer.
Okay.
And so he's going to be 100 years old in October. So we're doing an homage with him, with his niece, Danielle Dansereau, who's writing a lot of TV scripts, and Jean-Guy Vaillancourt, who used to teach at the University of Montreal, and he wrote about 30 books on the environment. And also not to miss the opening ceremony with Armand Vaillancourt, you know, the famous...
Yes, very interesting fellow,
yeah. He's going to be there talking for 5 minutes. We have to hold him because everybody told me that he's talking quite a lot. And also, every year I'm also trying to get an aspect on war. To me, it's the worst thing that can happen to this world. It's really pollution. They're spending so much money into this. Look at the way the American economy is going right now. They're investing so much money into the armaments. It's crazy. So Fabrice de Pierrebourg, which is a journalist with La Presse and author, he's going to talk about the Bourbier in Afghanistan. Why did they go there, and how should we get out of it? So that's going to be quite interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
And war, you know, they always bring terrible things to women, children, everybody. And it's always, every time there's a war, it's 80% of the casualties are not military people, but
the families.
So we have to stop this too. But to make it nicer, we also have a few artists who are going to be there. Jacques Lajeunesse, like I talked a little bit before, and Isaac Roy, who's doing some paintings with recycled painting and things like that, and they're really, really nice to see.
And is he selling his paintings, or is it
they're
just exposing?
They're going to be exposing and selling their
works.
Their works there. That's it. Yeah. And like I said, there's a contest for this to the painting of Hubert Reeves, which is really, really nice. And also with Caroline, one of my co-worker, she started the recycling art project, the first project with the School of Fredericksburg, because we all live in Fredericksburg. And with the students there, they made some art effects with recycled materials. So it's really, really nice to see. It's going to be exhibited there. And that's a project we want to push throughout all the schools in Brome, Missisquoi, and eventually further down.
Sure. And that's where it starts, really, with the kids.
Exactly. We have to get them involved.
And you would think in this day and age it would just come naturally for them. But I have to tell you, my daughter's 13 years old, and sometimes I see her throwing stuff in the garbage. I'm shocked. And I have to tell her, you know, but it's not a natural thing. It's really something you have to teach people and keep teaching them and keep teaching them. I remember 25 years ago in my when I was in college with my roommates, and you know, I was cleaning the cans. You know, I opened up a can of tuna or whatever, and I would clean it, take off the label, and throw it into the recycling bin, which I brought into the house. And my my roommate was looking at me like, wow, aren't you a little extremist? You know? And I said, well, how else are you going to do it? This is the only way to do it. So I remember 25 years ago, it was an odd way of being. But now it's crucial. And what can one person do? That's what they were saying, is their attitude. What can one person make a difference? But if maybe I educated that person, maybe that person is going to do it, you know, and then
it's going to be
so
a big
on and
chain,
so forth. I mean, I'm talking to people about it today, even that walk out of their homes with these big black garbage bags. And you know, you open up the bag and there's milk cartons in there, and cans and plastics, and you know, it's too. And what is this belief about that recycling doesn't go to a recycling plant, that it goes to the garbage anyways?
Of course, there's always, like, my number is about 20% of it, because people don't always throw the right stuff in the recycling bin. So sometimes there's the material, or there's no companies who recycle that kind of product. So to me, there's always a 20% who goes back to the garbage. But there's also an 80% who doesn't go into the garbage, and that's important. And people, you know, they come up to me and say, oh, I'm tired of hearing about the environment, and it's costly and things like that. No, it's not costly. The best example is the city of New York. In the 80s, they had the choice of building a factory to produce the water for the city at the cost of $8.6 billion. And so they decided, they went to see the agricultures. They said, okay, if you do it like this, like this, like this, have so many cows maximum per acres of land, and put some fences around the water and things like that, how much it's going to cost you? And it cost them $1.6 billion. So
instead of 8.6.
Exactly. So imagine this, the money saved by doing things right at first. And that's what we have to do. Now for the city of Ottawa, there's a new building project, a new community who's building, and they're doing it all, you know, without respect to the environment. So now they're going to have to build a water factory for about 10% of the water, and it's going to cost them over $3 billion. So if we do things right to start out with, eventually our kids and us too, because like I said, it's a big factor, economic factor.
That's right. So recycle.
Yeah.
Don't listen to those people who say, it just goes in the garbage anyways.
Eat
Recycle.
organic.
Eat organic, yes. I mean, everybody's telling me, what's the difference? What's the difference? Well, first of all, the taste. Organic food tastes better. Yeah. You know, and they don't use... too. That's right. They don't use as many pesticides. And I read recently that these pesticides and all these chemicals that they're putting in their food actually is what keeps a lot of people overweight. Because we don't metabolize them, and it causes problems with our liver and our kidneys. And when those two organs don't function properly, well, guess what? You're not burning that fat. You're not getting rid of those toxins. They need somewhere to be stored, and here comes all that fat, and we're more prone to eat fatty stuff.
And cancer too. We're more prone to have cancer.
That's right.
I remember in the 1990s, there was one out of 4 Canadians who could have cancer in their life. Now, pretty soon, it's going to be 1 out of 2. In the 90s, to treat the people with cancer, it was costing $1.1 billion throughout Canada, and now just for Quebec, it's $2.7 billion. So if you don't say the economic aspect of it, we're not on the right side.
I agree that just eating organic is not going to save you, but you know, having a healthy lifestyle, what you put in your home, how you build your home, how you heat your home, what you put inside your body, your mental state, you know, thinking positive, having an upbeat attitude. I believe everything, all that helps. And,
for sure. And just to give you another example about your health, the medical aspect, you know, the pill medication.
Sure. Drugs.
The drugs. It's costing $230 million just for one pill for Lipitor, which is against the cholesterol in your blood. $230 million in Quebec alone for one pill. And the deficit in that for that is about $2 billion just for pills treatment in Quebec. So
that's crazy.
Let's change our ways.
Eric, let us change our ways. I know whenever I come back from that fair, I'm always inspired to do better things for the planet and myself. Thank you so much for coming. If you want some information about the Ecosphere, come to the Brome Fairgrounds this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. This is The Alternatives. You have choices. We're brought to you by the Sunshine Center in Sutton. I'm your host, Ilya Kavoukas. Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you very much for having me.
Bye-bye.